of this presidency.
Well, let's let the Democrats see what they can do on the last day here.
States are voting. People stood outside for 10 hours in Georgia yesterday. That's the good news. I think they are that determined to vote. We heard repeatedly from the nominee that she has no agenda.
Chris Coons is a reptile. That's what he is.
President Trump in choosing her and the agenda of the Republican majority in racing forward with this confirmation, that is clear. My colleague from Illinois said that this process has turned into something that your average American has real trouble discerning.
Let's just go ahead and pause that for a second. I don't know why it went completely dead on me to stop, but it did. There we go. I'm just going to turn the volume down.
Towards getting a confirmation process in this body back on
Maybe.
real and a rational footing.
Yeah, we'll do that there and let them hash it out, and you can kind of watch it. We've had just a historic week. And every day is a historic day here. There isn't any doubt in my mind that over the next few weeks or the next couple weeks before election, it's going to get real dicey around here. It really is, and we need to be prepared for that. And you also need to understand real clearly that just because when this is over, if you think that things are going to just automatically clear up and be good, you're wrong. We need to get together because until they win, these people that run the spirit inside of this Democratic side or those inside of the other team, Republican side, until there's victory and they have complete control over the inventory of everything that's on this surface of this planet, and that means you and me and everybody else, there isn't going to be any satisfaction for them until that takes place, period. So we had a wonderful night last night as far as information goes. I'm trying to get everybody on the same page of at least looking at some of the influencers that I have. And I've mentioned them at length, and I'll continue to mention them. If you're on Twitter, you can go to all_hippies, all_hippies, HIPPIES, and that's me, all_hippies. That is the People's Army of Eyes and Ears is the site. And you can keep up with these things. Not too distant future, if you're in the right position at the right time, you've always heard that's the place to be. You'll need to be following what we're doing because there are those, probably the first 1,000 will go. Hear me well. The first 1,000 will go 7 figures in energy. That means the same as money that other people in our group, our community, will have given them out of the goodness of their heart enough energy / what you call money to equate to that level of wealth. There's no question in my mind if people follow. If you lead with your passion for this country, not your mental gain of grandiosity and great profits and building your purse up, that can't be the emotional position you come from, or this is just another deal. This is not just another deal. We're using empowering or giving more energy to the average American citizen. That's our weapon. This isn't a game. This isn't a home-based business. This is save our ass, SOS, save our ship, seekers of sanity, sovereignty sentinels. You know, we're into this thing to save our country, not just to make a little profit on the side and get on down the road. This is a big boy, big girl league right now. So we'll follow this, and we'll go back in and listen to what they're doing from time to time. But I'll assure you, if it has a D in front of it, it's demonic at this moment in time because they're coming from a position of sheer control. So we'll see what we got. We'll pop back in here from time to time. Ramblin' Randy. We're sitting here on the side. Louisiana is a very powerful speaker, and he speaks in terms that people can understand. Listen
and
up.
I think we ought to do something about the economic consequences of the coronavirus. You know, I don't know why bad things happen to good people, but it has happened to the world. And it has had public health consequences and private health consequences, but also economic consequences. And Chris, I'm not trying to score political points here. I mean what I'm about to say. Senator McConnell's going to put a coronavirus bill, on the floor next week. And I understand that many of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle think it's not a perfect bill. So if you'll talk to Senator Schumer, I'll talk to Senator McConnell. People on this side of the aisle that have more influence than I have can talk to Senator McConnell. Let's agree to proceed to that bill, and let's debate it and start the amendment process. And let's debate and decide. I didn't come up here for delay and stultification, and you didn't even do that either, Chris. And let's go try to pass a bill next week. I think everybody on this committee tests their assumptions against the arguments of their critics. That's one of the reasons that I find you all so interesting. I'm willing to consider Democratic amendments to that bill. So let's do it. But it will require my Democratic friends to vote to proceed. So I'm asking you respectfully, vote to proceed on that bill. And then let's start amending it. And let's pass something. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That's logical, but they won't take logic. It's a sad thing.
Apologize up front for this metaphor I'm about to use. I know it will insult the two vegans on the committee, me and Senator Cruz. But I believe...
Let's see what bonehead Booker's got to say. What a bonehead he is.
The Houston Astros thing.
I just want the people of Texas to know the truth. He is a closet vegan. I recognize, Mr. Chairman, that this goose is pretty much cooked. And I love the body postures of all of us around when people are talking and when people are saying things very original, as Mr. Kennedy just said. Folks look up and listen, and when folks are repeating what others consider to be the routine partisan posturing, I see lots of heads go down to the cell phones. So let me try not to do anything routine with the hope that my colleagues will listen to me. First of all, just with the hearing, I do think some of the things that you said earlier are right. This was a hearing conducted with decorum and professionalism. I think that's something I think all of us can at least agree to. We have some criticisms going back and forth. I found things that were troubling to me during this hearing. I tried to elicit in both private conversation and in the hearing, just conversations about what I think is one of the issues that we don't speak enough about in the United States of America, which are issues of race. I have been extremely...
He lost me right there at the race deal. The race car is getting to be sick. I mean, it's getting to be a bunch of bullshit is what it is, using that race car. That is the biggest bunch of bullshit. There's always going to be differences between people, folks. There's always going to be, period. Doesn't make any difference what color they are. They're using that to divide us. And I'm firmly convinced that a lot of these people don't really realize what they're supporting down the road, long ways down the road, way up above. What's the agenda way up high? Well, the agenda way up high, no matter what all said here, this is a Supreme Court hearing, confirmation hearing. But it could be anything, but all roads lead to Rome. And what they're trying to do, period, is get control of you, period, as an individual and the energy that you create or have the potential to create. It's all about the energy. Again, what is energy? It's money. But at the end of the day, they're after that original thought, that first thought, that creator thought inside of each one of us, our minds, so that they can control that. When they do that, where attention goes, energy flows, and that's the seed of manifestation. They will have control over what we in our minds think about, because that will be the only option of the data to make a decision by. They want to be able to control what we're thinking about, where our attention goes, so they can have us create the very demise of our society. That's what's going on. All this other is just bullshit. Is just another chisel, another crack in the hull is all that it is. So they can compromise our constitutional way of life and level the entire globe down to one single controlling body. And guess what? It's not me and it's not you. That'll be a morning session for the AM Buzz. It is now about 9:30 a.m. here. I will wrap this up, but we had some wonderful influencers last night that gave some great content out that'd be very valuable. In the future, we will categorize this. You will find some clips. I'll show you how you can do what I'm doing right here. It's free. This doesn't cost me anything to do. As far as the equipment needed, it's all available free, and you can become eyes and ears for the people. You know, you can become Rabbit Hole Herald, a reporter. You know, the eyes and ears of our community. In Us We Trust News. I'll sign this off right now, but God bless you and the horse you rode in on. Remember, once a person who has been honestly mistaken all of their life learns the truth, they either cease to be mistaken or they cease to be honest. What say you, Ramblin' Randy? We down.